hard because I was like,
what you mean?
What you mean? Like, I bring a lot to the table, but I felt like I never had to like
articulate that.
It, yeah. But I almost felt offended that like there was an assumption that I wouldn't bring anything to the table. Because then at the end of that relationship, I definitely had brought more to the table than like she had. But I think that still, I think it's a good question because I think that a lot of men. I took it personal. Now I'm trying to say that I took it personal, but now looking back at it, I understand it.
Right.
Because I think that like a lot of men don't bring a lot to the table, but they demand so much.
Right.
And I think that you can see that he's demanding a lot, but like I don't know what he really brings to the table. Like I guess he famous.
Well, I mean, but like even so, right? So like I love that table thing because it's like, fellas, look, we're gonna break it to you right here if you've never heard it before.
Mm-hmm.
That woman that you're with, she can get someone to be loyal to her. She can get someone to like have great sex with her. She can get someone who can pay her bills. She can get like you're very replaceable and dispensable, right? Unless like the only thing that you can really bring a woman that she can't get is a very specific and unique connection.
Yeah.
And a lot of and if you're one of the guys who's not even in a relationship or in a situationship for the connection, then you got to realize that like you're dispensable. And like a lot of y'all don't bring stuff to the table, but we as men sometimes, like you said, T-Shaw, have the audacity to be like, yo, where's the bread? Where are the knives? Where are the forks? Where's the cups? I mean,
make dinner,
right?
Rub my back. Like there's just so much that men ask for, and it's like, I think it kind of goes back to gender roles, though, right? I think we got to backtrack. It's kind of how we've been ingrained, right? It's like, okay, well, I bring D to the table. I bring money. I pay the bills. This, that, and the third. But again, like that's not anything that anybody else couldn't do.
Right, and mind you, and this is my thing too, because like I don't want to put that couple's business out there in terms of facts because I don't know this to be true. But like some people were in the comments of that podcast saying that he had even cheated on her before, and they were on this. They had a book. They wrote a book called "Cheating Was a Choice" and all that stuff. And so like what men gotta realize too is that some of us are actually cheating on our women, and like they turn down these men who can give us all these things that T-Shaw just mentioned. Like I said, someone can give your woman good sex, money, loyalty, and like she's usually turning those dudes down for you. You know what I'm saying? Offer you to like betray her, whether it be physically, emotionally, mentally, verbally, what have you, right? And so we really have to sort of keep that in mind. Like T-Shaw, like what do you feel like makes people subscribe to these gender roles even in like 2020?
I think that's a real good question. I don't know. I think it's just how we're taught. I think also like maybe if your parents kind of like subscribe to those gender roles, it's kind of how you understand relationships. Right. It's like, oh, okay, well my dad was the provider. He wasn't really active. Like, cause I think that's a lot of people I've seen. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some real good dads that's real active in their lives. They get the PTA meetings. They be at other things, but I think a lot of dads, like my stepdad's dad, like his dad, I see my stepdad trying to understand like being a father,
right?
Because his dad just brought money home,
yeah,
and he was like, all right, I put a roof over your head, I pay for the house, like I pay for the food, that's it. And it's like you're not really teaching nobody lessons. You're not really giving nobody real like genuine love. It's just providing. And I think that like men have learned that like that is just how you give love. And it's like, but I think it's lazy. It's real lazy because it's like I've seen videos where they talk about, oh yeah, my mom knows my birthday. Like the dads don't be knowing the birthdays. They don't be knowing they grades. Sometimes they don't be knowing their age. Like. It's just so many things, but it's like dads get away with that because like they're the breadwinners.
Right. No, and I love that point that you made about providing because I remember D.L. Hughley saying that like he grew up thinking that his only role and responsibility was to provide, which on its head, all right, that's one thing, but he used it to justify all these other things that he did to his wife in terms of like infidelity because he was like, well, as long as I'm providing, I can do whatever I want because you got a roof over your head, you got food on the table, you got clothes on your back, and to your point, it's just like, men, we can be so much more. We have the potential, and I don't know if anyone has ever told you, but brothers, I'm telling you right now, you have the potential to be way more than someone who just puts food on the table. Like, open up your mind, open up your heart.